Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 5.29, and the chapter which we are related with is cost profit volume analysis CVP, and we are at 5.29. It is autonomously understood that several questions has been solved, but still the concept of cost, volume and profit is similar. We are again having some requirements depending upon the same way of calculation. Alright, now here 37.5 introduction. After introduction we have 37.5 as sale price. So to save our time, we will note it down first per unit. Okay, we can write over here per unit sales is 37.5, and the next thing which is being discussed is variable cost is 22.5. 22.5 is your variable cost. What we are doing, just noting it down, it would be little more helpful for us. 40,000 number of units are mentioned over here. Units 40,000, and the next we have got a contribution margin format income statement. It has already been made, but then what is requirement? First requirement, we have compute CM ratio and break even share point, degree of operating leverage. There are three things we need to calculate. First is CM ratio. Okay, so we can come over here, 1 dash CM ratio is calculated by dividing CM to its sales. Contribution margin we have to calculate. Contribution margin will be calculated by subtracting variable cost from sales. Sale price is written over here 37.5, and you need to subtract variable cost, which is 22.5. Now you can understand, by writing these inputs it becomes very easy to calculate your CM. CM we do calculate by subtracting variable cost from sales. Statement is completed. We can calculate 37.5 less 22.5. So we have got our CM over here, and sale price is mentioned over here. So we can calculate CM ratio 15, and it would be divided by sale price, which is 37.5. Statement completed. 15 divided by 37.5. So this way you have calculated your CM ratio. It might be written in terms of percentage by multiplying this answer 0.4 into 100. So this is in terms of percentage. Answer has been calculated. 40% is your CM ratio. Go back to requirement number 1, and we need to calculate break even in skateboard. That means break even in terms of units. This is 1B, and that is break even point. But in terms of units, how do you calculate? Fixed cost would be divided by CM per unit. CM per unit is calculated over here. You can see that is 15. Fixed cost would be present in our question. As you can see, 4,80,000 is fixed cost, 4,80,000, and it would be divided by CM per unit, which is 15. Statement is completed. Put it on your calculator. 4,80,000 divided by 15. So we have we have got our break-even point in terms of units. Second answer 32,000, 40% we have already calculated. This is your 40%, and 32,000 second answer is calculated over here. Now let's see what was the third. Degree of operating leverage we are now going to calculate. This would be considered 1C. Degree of operating leverage is calculated by dividing CM over NM. Contribution margin would be divided by net margin. Go to the question and you can see contribution margin 6 lakh and 120. 6 lakh, 120. So here 6 lakh would be divided by 1 lakh 20,000. Statement is completed. We can now calculate 6 lakh divided by 120,000. So here degree of operating leverage is also calculated. Answer you can check 5. Okay, this means our first part is completed. We can mark it as it has been done. Now we will see what second part is saying to us. Okay, due to an increase in labor rates, the company estimate variable cost will increase by 3. Okay, variable cost is already written over here 22.5. So we will calculate new variable cost. How? Old VC and then we will add increase. Old VC was 22.5 as it is mentioned over here 22.5, and in question it has been said to increase by 3. So we will increase it by 3. It means new variable cost would be 25.5. So why this variable cost is increased? If this change take place, the selling price of sketchboard remains same. It means there would not be any change. Your sale price would be 37.5 as it was in earlier stage. What will be the CM ratio and new break even point? Okay, we will be calculating here CM ratio. How do we calculate? By dividing CM to sales. CM divided by sales. CM would be calculated again. How do you calculate CM per unit? For that you need to have sales per unit and you will subtract variable cost but per unit. Sale price per unit is similar 37.5. You can put over here 37.5 and you need to subtract variable cost per unit. New variable cost is mentioned over here which is 25.5. Statement is completed. Now we can calculate 37.5 subtract 25.5. So this way you have calculated your CM per unit. CM ratio we need to calculate. CM per unit is calculated over here, that is 12, and we need to divide it by sales which is 37.5. Now this would be calculated 12 divided by 37.5. So in this way we have calculated our new CM ratio. We can write it in terms of times over here, or we can write it in terms of percentage. How? You will take this answer and will multiply it by 100. So you have got in terms of percentage as well. CM ratio. And here you can see second part we are doing, and answer is 32% and we have calculated 32%. This is 2A part. And now 2B part would be calculated. In 2 part, we were asked to calculate new CM ratio and new break-even point in terms of units. 2B is break-even point in terms of units. How do we calculate? Fixed cost would be divided by CM per unit. In second part, we have calculated CM per unit, which is 12, and fixed cost will remain same. In question, you have your fixed cost, which is 4,80,000. You will be posting same for 4,80,000. It would be divided by CM per unit, which is calculated in second part, and is 12. After this statement, put it on calculator, 4,80,000 divided by 12. So we have got break-even point in terms of units, and for second part you can see answer is 40,000, 32% and 40,000. 32% and 40,000, it means our second part is also completed. We are marking it as completed. Now we will see our third part. Let's go back to the question, see what third part is saying. Refer to data in 2. It means whatever we have solved in 2 would remain same. If expected change in variable cost take place, how many skateboards will have to be sold next year to get an income of 1,20,000? So we have target formula, how many? It has been said how many skateboards. It means target profit units we are asked, and you must have the formula in your mind. Target profit in terms of unit. How do we calculate? Target profit plus fixed cost divided by CM per unit. Target profit is mentioned in the question, and that is 1,20,000. So you can put 120,000. Then you need to add fixed cost, which was used in previous part as well, 4,80,000. Since he is asking to take reference of second portion, so that is why we have taken fixed cost from previous portion, and you need to divide it by CM per unit, which is 12. Okay, statement has been completed. What I had said, he was asking to take reference of 2. In point 3, he is asking to take reference of point 2. So in point 2, fixed cost was 4,80,000 and CM per unit was 12. Target profit 1,20,000. Now we can put it on our calculator, 120,000. Add it 480,000. Then close your bracket, divided by 12. So this way you have calculated target profit units. Third point, and you can see the answer. 50,000 is written over here. This was our target profit. Okay, that means third point, nothing else is okay. Single answer, it means our third part is completed. You can put it over here. It's a completed part. Now we will be looking forward for fourth part. In fourth part, it is say refer again to the data into. That means we have changed variable cost by 3. We will be using all inputs which are present in part 2. The president decided that the company may have to raise the selling price of its skateboards. Product wants to maintain the same CM ratio. What selling price must it charge next year to cover the increased labor cost? Okay, now in second part we have changed. Due to change, our CM ratio had decreased from 40% to 32%. But the owner of organization wants to change the sale price so that this ratio would become again from 32% to 40%. Listen again, I will repeat it. Initially you were having 40% as your CM ratio. But due to increase in variable cost, your CM ratio has been dropped from 40 to 32. Now, owner wants that CM ratio should become same as it was 40% even after increase in variable cost. For that purpose, obviously you will have to change your sale price. Okay, come over here. We had CM ratio formula. How do we calculate? CM would be divided by sales. CM ratio, initial CM ratio was 0.4 or 0.4 is better thing, and we need to calculate it in a term where your CM and sales will get 40%. But due to change in variable cost in point number 2, you have changed your variable cost. CM per unit has been dropped to 12. Okay, your CM is now 12, and obviously it would not be equal to 40% over here. So the theme of the question is different. When you will change your variable cost, obviously when you will change your CM or you will change your sale price, you will change your variable cost as well, with which everything would be disturbed. But actually our target is to get a selling price with which your CM ratio becomes the same. So for this, what you will do, you will make your income statement again. Sales less variable cost, you can get contribution margin, then less fixed cost, you get your net margin. Net margin. Now here we do write units and per unit and then amount. Your sale price is unknown. First thing first, how do you calculate your contribution margin? By subtracting your variable cost from sales. We are choosing this same formula. Contribution margin is equal to sales less VC. Okay, then your sale price is unknown over here because you want to change it. Your variable cost was changed. In part 2, reference is given in part 2. So here your new VC variable cost was 25.5. Okay guys, and CM ratio was calculated. Please look at over here in part 2. I hope CM ratio was calculated like this. How? CM divided by sales is equal to 0.32 in second part. It was 0.2, but original calculation was 40%. How did you calculate CM divided by sales is equal to 40%? The same we are using over here because the owner doesn't want to change this ratio. CM ratio I'm writing again. It was CM divided by sales and we have calculated it as 40%. That means 0.4 is equal to CM divided by sales. Okay, sale is being divided over here. You want to take this sale to the opposite side. If it is divided over here, when you will take it to the opposite side, it would be multiplied. So 0.4 and sale would become over here is equal to CM. This is 0.4. CM is equal to 0.4 sales. Up, now come over here, we are going to change it. We are going to see CM's answer is 0.4 sale. Same we are putting over here, 0.4 S, then is equal to sale is unknown, VC, new VC is 25.5. Please understand this statement. CM ratio formula is CM over sales. Ratio we have calculated in original statement part 1, that was 40%, 40 divided by 100.4 CM as it is, sale at it. Sale we are taking from left to the right side of is equal to, here it was divided and it would be multiplied on right side, on left side. So we have got CM is equal to 0.4 sales. This 0.4 sale is put in place of CM. Sale is unknown minus VC. Now next step is what? This 0.4 and 25.5, we are just going to change their positions. If it is subtracted over here, you can take it to this side, it would be added, then answer would be 0.4. okay, we should write it 0.4 S at 25.5 is equal to what is left on right side, S. Now 0.4 S is added over here, you want to take it to the opposite side, it would be subtracted. What would be left on left side? 25.5 is equal to, S was already present over here and you are taking this 0.4 S to the opposite side, it would be subtracted 0.4 S. Now next, if there is nothing written as coefficient with any variable, it would be 1. So 1s minus 0.4. 1 minus 0.4 would be 0.6s. 25.5 is equal to, now what I would write, 1 minus 0.4, 0.6s. The next step is what? 0.6 is being multiplied with this S. You want to take it to the opposite side. It would be divided 25.5 divided by this 0.6 we are taking to the opposite side. 0.6, and what would left on right side? Just S. Statement is completed. We can calculate now 25.5 divided by 0.6. So we have got our new sale price. Why we have calculated? We wanted to take 0.4%. In 0.4 means 40%. So 40% profit was requirement from the owner. He wants to retain this 40% instead of 32%. In part 1, we have calculated this percentage as 40%, but in part 2, due to increase in variable cost, this percentage had dropped from 40 to 32%. Again he is saying even after increase in variable cost, he wants to get 40%. For obviously we'll have to increase the sale price. Old selling price was 37.5. Now you will increase this selling price up to 42.5%, with which you will get CM ratio again 40%, and we'll have to prove it. Okay, for that come over here. We now know the new selling price, it is 42.5, and new variable cost in 0.2 was calculated and not calculate, this was your new variable cost 25.5, that would be put over here, and new contribution margin would be calculated by subtracting variable cost from sale. Sale is 42.5, subtract variable cost 25.5, so we have our new contribution margin. Here we will get CM ratio again. To satisfy ourselves, CM would be divided by sales. CM here is 17 and we need to divide it with sales 42.5. Now when we calculate it, it must be 0.4 or 40%, because we have changed our selling price to get this was our target to change the selling price up to that level where even after change in variable cost we can get same 40%. So let's calculate 17 divided by 42.5. So you can see again for 40% is arrived in terms of times. You can write over here, or if you want to turn it in percentage, take it and multiply it with 100. You will get percentage answer. So our target has been achieved. Please understand, uh, actual percentage or initial percentage CM ratio was 40%. Due to increase in variable cost, it has been dropped to 32%. Now, owner was willing to change this selling price. How to change this selling price to get a target of same CM ratio, which was 40%. So we have changed from 37.5 to 42 and we have got the same percentage. How did we change it? This is very important. Though it's simple thing, we haven't used any new formula. Please take screenshot of this highlighted area with which we have calculated your new sale price. This was your part 4, and you have seen the new selling price is 42.5. This is the only one part and we have solved it and checked the answer as well. 42.5 part has been completed, so we are marking it as it has been done. Okay, after fourth point we have fifth point. Refer to the original data. Company is considering the construction of new automated plant. Okay, now there is another twist. What they are saying, company is considering the construction of new automated plant. Obviously labor would be uh, unemployed after that, and you will use automatic plant. The new plant will slash variable cost. See, the same had happened. Variable cost, that means wages would be decreased 40%, but it would cause fixed cost to increase 90%. If the new plant is built, what would be the company's new CM ratio and new break-even point in skateboards? Okay, so we will be referring again these original inputs we will take, and we'll go to the fifth point. Here we will be putting all those inputs. Let's carry them again. These were original inputs given in the question, and we are putting them over here. And these inputs are actually old inputs we will mention over here. And now we will see what changes they are saying. In fifth part, companies automated variable cost 40%, variable cost slash decrease. So we need to decrease our variable cost by how much? 40%. So 40% VC would be decrease. How? This is your old VC and we need to decrease. To decrease we will subtract how much? 40%. 40% of what? Same VC 22.5, and it would be multiplied by 40%. That means 40 divided by 100. So understand it. This is your variable cost 22.5 and that would be written over here. Since you are slashing this variable cost, so you will subtract how much? 22.5's 40% would be subtracted from original variable cost, and the answer would be new variable cost, which is 13.5. So original was 22.5 and you have decreased it up to 13.5. Actually, I need to let you understand, instead of writing these cell numbers, I will let you know how did we calculate it. 22.5 was original variable cost. You have to decrease it up to 40%. So 22.5 was the amount and you will calculate its 40% and finally you will subtract. Now you can understand this is your original variable cost. 40% is meant to be decreased. So you will calculate 40% over here and ultimately you will subtract from original variable cost. This way you will get your new variable cost. Okay, and original fixed cost should also be mentioned over here. In question, your original fixed cost was 4,80,000. 4,80,000 would be put over here, and now we will go to the question and see what else they are saying. It would cause fixed cost to increase by 90%. So similarly, you will change your fixed cost as well. 4,80,000 was your old and you want to increase it. How much? 90%. So 4,80,000 multiplied by 90 and divided by 100. So first understand it. 4,80,000 was previous or original fixed cost. You need to increase it by 90%. So what you will do, you will take 90% in bracket and then you will add in original fixed cost, with which what will happen, your increased fixed cost would be right. This is your new fixed cost, new variable cost. Here we can mention it. This portion is fixed for the new. Okay, let's go back. What in part 5 is asked, what would be the new company CM ratio, new break even point in stakeholder. Okay, since sales has not been mentioned, that means sale would remain same, 37.5. Okay, now we are going to calculate, first requirement is CM ratio. Okay, 5A we can call it. CM ratio would be calculated by dividing CM over sales. Here you have sales and here is variable cost. You can calculate CM per unit. How? For that you need sales per unit and you will subtract variable cost per unit. Your sale per unit is over here 37.5 and you will subtract 13.5, which is your variable cost. Statement is completed. Now calculate 37.5 less 13.5. So you have got your CM per unit as 24. Now we can calculate CM ratio. 24 would be divided by sale is 37.5. Alright, let me check. It was referred to the original data in 5. Yes, it was original data, so we have taken everything originally. Now we can calculate everything we have taken which is present in the original question. That is what I was saying, 37.5. So 24 divided by 37.5, we have got 0.64. You can write this answer in terms of time, or if you want to change it in terms of percentage, what you will do, you will take this answer and will multiply by 100. So you have got your answer 64%, first part. This is your fifth and first part is 64% and our answer is also 64%. But fifth part may have another thing, and that is new break-even point in terms of units. So come over here and we need to calculate 5B, break even point in terms of units. We need to calculate, which would be calculated by taking fixed cost. It would be divided by CM per unit. Change our fixed cost from 4,80,000 to 9,12,000, and we were calculating old. 9,12,000 is your fixed cost and 24 per unit. Now we can put it over here, 9,12,000. So we have got our break-even point in terms of unit as well, and answer you can see here is 38,000. Fifth part was having two sub parts, 64% and 38,000. Come over here, 64% and 38,000. It means our portion has been completed. We can mark it as it has been done. Okay, so after fifth part we will see what is next for us. Sixth part, so we are referred to point 5. It means whatever we have calculated over here, same is referred for point 6. If new plant is built, how many stakeholders have to sold to earn a net operating income 120,000? So target profit, but in terms of skateboard means unit. We need to calculate target profit in terms of units. Target profit in terms of units, how do we calculate? For that, target profit plus you will add fixed cost, it would be divided by CM per unit. Our target profit is settled in question, which is 1,20,000. So put 1,20,000 over here, then you need to add fixed cost, and fixed cost is mentioned over here 9,12,000. Put bracket and then divided by CM per unit. CM per unit is calculated 24. Okay, and put a starting bracket as well. Our statement has been completed. Now we are putting it on calculator. 120,000 add 9,12,000 close bracket divided by 24. So we have got our answer 43,000. It was sixth A part. Okay, let's go and check out the answer. What was our answer? 43,000. Okay, and answer over here is A part 43,000. So it means it's okay. Now in B part, assume the new plant is constructed next year. Company manufactures and sells 40,000 skateboards, same number as old. Prepare contribution margin, format income statement, and compute degree of operating leverage. So we need to make new income statement, but we will be following all inputs present in fifth part. So in 6b, what we are going to do, making income statement. First we will write sales and then less variable cost to get contribution margin, then we will subtract fixed cost to get net margin. Okay, here we will be writing units and then per unit, after which we are going to write the amount. Units were mentioned in the question, again 40,000, it would remain same. 40,000 units for sales and same 40,000 units would be used for variable cost. And in part 5, per unit sale price, new we will be using 37.5. Put 37.5 over here. New variable cost, that was 13.5. So we are putting 13.5 over here. Once again we are going to see the question. You can see refer data in 5. So everything which was present in 5th we are using same in 6th point. Fixed cost, okay, in 5th point new fixed cost was 9,12,000. Put it over here 9,12,000. So everything is completed. It's time to calculate. Amount of sales can be calculated by multiplying units into per unit. Your units are 40,000 and we need to multiply it with per unit sale price, which is 37.5. So in this way new sale has arrived. Now we want to calculate our variable cost by multiplying units into per unit. Unit of variable cost 40,000 we need to multiply it with per unit cost, which is 13.5. So we have got new variable cost. Now we can calculate contribution margin by subtracting variable cost from sales. Sale is 15 lakh and you need to subtract variable cost, which is 5,40,000. So we have got 9,60,000, which is our contribution margin. Net margin can be calculated by subtracting fixed cost from contribution margin. Contribution margin 9,60,000. Subtract fixed cost, which is 9,12,000. So in this way we have got our new contribution margin. Go to the question and what it was said: prepare contribution margin format income statement we have made. Compute degree of operating leverage. Here we will calculate degree of operating leverage, and someone of you should have the answer. How we calculate degree of operating leverage? By dividing CM over net margin. CM would be divided by net margin. Contribution margin would be divided by net margin, and contribution margin is present over here, 9,60,000 highlighted. Please follow it. Contribution margin 9,60,000 and you need to divide by net margin. Both are highlighted and focus it in your mind. By dividing contribution margin to net margin, we will be getting degree of operating leverage, which is 20. Let's go back to the question and you can see B part answer is 20. So it means all of our parts have been sorted out, answers are carried, and we'll have to review the question. This is our first part and three answers: 40%, 32,005. First part, and we have 40%, 32,005. 40%, 32,005. Second, two answer: 32% and 40,000. Second, 32% and 40,000. 32%, 40,000. Third answer is single answer, 50,000. Third single answer, 50,000. Okay, so it means three parts are reviewed. Then we will see what is next. Fourth part having single answer 42.5. This was your fourth part and single answer was calculated 42.5. Okay. After fourth part we have fifth part, two answers: 64%, 38,000. Fifth part 64% and 38,000. 64 and 38,000. After which we have sixth part. Sixth A was having 43,000. 6A highlighted, 43,000. 6A is completed. Then 6B 20. Here you have calculated 6B and answer is mentioned 20. So what we have done, everything has been reviewed, all answers you have seen, and thankfully every answer has been matched. 5.29 is completed. Though we have spent a considerable time over here, but even then, if you have any query, any question or any problem regarding this question, you are very open to ask your queries through comments, messages, text, or you can directly call or meet to let you understand the question again. For the time being, solution time for 5.29 has been ended. Soon we will be meeting again for the solution of any other question. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I am requesting you to please pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.